guys, in this video we'll be solving a reverse linked list question from Leetcode. So basically what this question expects is it will give us head and we have to actually reverse the linked list. We don't have to reverse the data, but we have to actually manipulate the pointers and reverse the linked list. So let's just look at what I've prepared for you guys. So how do I approach this problem? I always like to discuss the approach so that you also get to think, and while interview you have this explanation to the interviewer. So I owe this explanation that if I have a linked list, what do? I imagine that my half of the linked list is already reversed. So for like the approach, okay. So this is the situation right now going here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 got reversed. They reversed their pointers. 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7 are yet left. So how many pointers am I gonna need? So right now I can see requirement of 2 pointers. One could be the previous pointer will point here, and one will be my current node that I actually want to reverse. So this will be my current pointer. So these are the 2 pointers that I'll need. So let's actually reverse it. So what I'll do here is I'll make 5 ka next, current ka next to previous. So this will happen. And in the meanwhile, this link will get erased. Oh my god, what did just happen? I lost my forward node. So I realized that I need one more pointer which will be saving the forward node. So that's why I've created this pointer here which will save the forward node. Let's again go back to that situation. Okay, and I have this forward node here. So first step is going to be marking your node. So this is your current node. First step is creating the backup. How do you create a backup? By creating a forward node, by saving the forward node. So I'll be saving this node in a pointer called as forward. Then what I'll do is I'll mark current dot next to previous. So what will happen? This will get erased and current dot next will become previous. So this will happen. What will be my next step? Previous will move to current, current will move to forward. Let's do that. Previous will move to current, current will move to forward. And then forward, and in the next round, forward will move to this node. So this is how it's going to happen. Let's try the reversal for the whole linked list. For me, I'm thinking of first writing the code, how much we have understood, and then confirming with the dry run, with the whole dry run of this linked list, that is my linked list getting reversed. So let's come to the code. One of the most important things that people say, like, linked list is kind of the easiest topic when it is compared with DP, graphs, trees. But I think it's one of the most difficult topic in terms of interview. Why? Because there is so much chance of you getting a null pointer exception in linked list. It's the highest, and that can just sometimes you can't catch those exceptions, and it's a really damn difficult situation going on there. So to actually avoid those exceptions, I'm going to write some corner cases, test cases, or like saving cases, whatever you call it. So first of all, I'm always going to handle two edge cases, that are, what if the head is null? What if the head dot next is null? What is the meaning of these test cases? What if the size is 0? What if the size is 1? You always have to, whenever you solve linked list problem, you have to check this, like, before running the run button. I'll always recommend you all to check the dry run for 4 situations. What if size is 0? What if size is 1? What if size is even in some cases? What if size is odd? These are the 4 situations where you can go wrong. Okay, so I'm considering what is head is null, or what is head dot next is null. In these cases, like, reversal of single node is going to be node itself, reversal of null is going to be, so that's why I will be returning head. Now let's come to the actual problem. So what we decided on 3 pointers. So first of all, let's make our first pointer, that's previous. Initially previous will point to null. Then we have our second pointer, that is current. Current will point to the head. Forward pointer will make inside our loops. Backups will create inside our loops. So while this loop will go on while current is not equal to null, inside the while loop, initially what do we have to do? We have to save our backup. So list node forward equals to current dot next. Very good. So we have actually saved our backup. I'll comment this for our convenience. So this is our backup node. Okay. So I'm here. What I've done, I've saved this. Okay. What is the next step? What are we doing? We are actually reversing. So current dot next equals previous. Okay. Now I have to move those nodes. Now I have to move previous to current, current to forward. So how do we do that? My previous will become current. My current will become forward. This will continue, and at the end, these things, tiny things, you are going to understand deeply while when I will be dry running it with the code. So don't worry. So at the end, my previous will point to the basically to the head of the reverse linked list. So my previous will point to the fifth node, so like the last node. So returning previous. Now let's try to dry run and confirm whether the code written by me is correct or not. So I'm going to copy this code. Let's try to paste it here. I think this is not needed. Let's delete this. I'll shift myself here. I think I'm looking pretty here. And this is the code that we need for reference. Can't we increase the size of it? Yeah. These are the pointers that we have. Okay. So let's get started. First of all, my previous will point to null. Let's do that. My previous is pointing to null. Second, my current will point to the first node, which is head. Third, my forward, I've still not decided the position of this. Now I come inside the while loop. Now I come inside the while loop. My current is equal to null. No, it's not equal to null. We'll come inside the loop. So first of all, I'll set up my backup. So I'll current dot next will become my forward. So I've set my forward. Now I'll do current current dot next is actually pointing to this, but I want to point it to the previous. So my current dot next is going to point to current dot next is going to point to null. Okay. After that, my previous will become current. So my previous will become current. My current, okay. My current will become forward. And my forward doesn't move. Again, I'll come inside the loop. Right now, the current is pointing to 2k. So it is here. First of all, I'll set up my backup. So I'll send forward equals to current dot next. Next thing I'm going to do is I'll move this. I'll just break this chain and point it to the previous. What are the next steps? My forward, previous will move to current. Current will move to forward. And forward is still here. In the next iteration, it's going to go on the next step. Now where I am at 3k. what I'm going to do, first of all, set up my backup. So my forward will come here. What is the next step? Break this chain. Basically 3k will no more point to 4k, it's going to point to 2k. What is my next step? Move the previous to current, move current to forward. Again inside the loop. What is my first step? Set the backup. So this will move to 5k. What is my second step? Break this link. Basically, what's happening is 4k is no more going to point to 5k, it's going to point to 3k. Now, what will happen? Previous will point to current and current will move forward. What is my next step? Again here, I'm going to create a backup for the current node. So my forward will become current.next. What is my next step? I'll actually break this link. 5k will no more point here. 5k is going to point to 4k. What is my next step? Move the nodes forward. Previous will point to current. Current will point to forward. What is my next step? So for current, this node I have to create a backup. How do I create the backup? By setting up my forward node to current.next. Next step, I have to break this link and 7k will no more point here. 7k is going to point to 5k. What is my next step? Previous will move to current. Current will move to forward. At this point, what I'm going to do, I'm going to set the forward node. Forward node is nothing but current.next. What is current.next right now? Current.next is null. So forward is pointing to null. What is my next step? I'm actually going to, there's no link, it is actually pointing to null. I don't want to make it point to null. I want to make it point to previous. What is my next step? These pointers are going to move forward. So previous will point to current. Current will point to null. Forward, basically, which is null. So we are done. Now my current is null, so we are going to stop and we are going to return this 8k, which is nothing but the new head of the linked list, new head of the reverse linked list. So I'm returning previous at the end. So let's try to run this code and I think we should submit it. We should be able to submit it. So first run for any compilation errors if there are. No compilation errors. Let's try to submit. Great, it got submitted. So yeah, we did it. We just reversed our linked list. Like that, we are going to cover questions from Siddharth Singh's sheet. Right now we are at day 13 and we are covering the first question, which is reverse linked list. Let's meet into the other video with the question reverse the linked list in group of size of given size. So bye guys, thank you for watching. If you all understood, do like the video and do give a feedback where I lagged. So keep watching, keep doing DSA. Great day ahead.